camp has been great up here in the Bay Area. Virgil Hunter's done a great job of, performing and putting things in, implementing things from my game plan going into this fight May 18th. Definitely excited to be fighting on the world stage again for the WBC title. May 18th is going to be the next explosive night. You got two knockout artists, two big 6'7", 250-pound guys. I'm super excited to be involved with the event. I'm super excited to get a big KO win May 18th. Like I said, the body feels great. Camp has gone up and beyond what I expected it to be. I'm super ready. I can't wait to get on this plane, get to New York, and get this started. Your opinion on him being a pretty good heavyweight champ, that's your opinion alone. I don't think anybody else agrees with you on that one. But I don't see any fundamental skills. I don't see any success in his part. He's been champ for about 4 years. He hasn't grown. He hasn't changed. He's got a big right hand, but don't we all in the heavyweight division? We all have knockout power. So I think I'm walking into a fight where I'm the more skilled, more athletic, and bigger, stronger guy. I don't see how I've come this far in my career, 10 years of boxing now, and haven't learned some of the fundamental basics that he restructured me and got me back to. They've always been there because I've had some great amateur training and some great young pro experience. But he was able to bring a lot more out in my fundamentals as far as the way I use my jab and how I use it and other things that we plan on using in our game plan May 18th. Going in every fight is probably the biggest fight of your life, and I'm always looking for a huge knockout, something to impress the fans and impress the boxing community. At the same time, I'm never looking for it. I'm never trying to search and try too hard to get the knockout. I always just let it come. But this one, it's going to be a lot better success. It's going to be a lot better sleep in May 18th. The night after I win the title, if I get a knockout. No, don't get me wrong, a win's a win, but at the same time, I want to impress the world. I want to impress the boxing community, and a big knockout. When I say big knockout, one where my right hand and my left hand, makes contact and he goes out, doesn't get back up. Definitely the personal things on the outside of the ring, the revenge, the fact that you approached myself and my wife and kids in a situation that was not boxing related. The gratification and the fact that I get my personal revenge knocking out Deontay Wilder is a lot bigger than just an actual win or KO or on any other given night. I think I've grown a lot in the last 2 years as a fighter. The Joshua fight was an eye opener. It was a good experience. I learned then that I was standing there a lot more and taking some damage that I didn't need to take as the big guy that I am. We are, like I said earlier, Wilder's got a big right hand, but so do I, and I've got a big left hook. This is the heavyweight division. If you don't got knockout power, you got no reason to be in this division. Wilder's going to throw some leather. He's going to make some contact. Yeah, by all means, it's boxing. It's all about hitting and not getting hit. I don't plan on getting hit a lot May 18th, and if I do, I've been there and I've done that before. But at the same time, I plan on putting on all the punishment, and if the right hand comes, so be it. I got to deal with it. It's part of boxing. I don't disagree with the boxing fans, only because I'm a boxing fan myself. Of course, you always want to see the title holders or the best of the best fight each other. But right now, I think those 5 names that you mentioned, myself, Andy Ruiz, Tyson Fury, Wilder, and Joshua, we are the top of the division, and the fans are getting what they want to see. They're getting explosive heavyweight fights. When I fight Wilder May 18th, it's not going to be a snowfest. It's not going to be boring. It's going to be action-packed. It's going to be, a big punch after big punch, and the same with Joshua and Andy Ruiz. I'm excited to be part of the division. I'm excited to be where I am now standing. I'm also super excited to be the spoiler, man. Wilder had one hell of a deal on the table with whatever he was working with Joshua, and I think he should have taken it because come May 18th, man, I'm going to ruin everything. And not that I'm going to put my name in that hat with Joshua, but I definitely want my revenge against Joshua as well. So we're going to mix some things up here in the near future. My way to do that is to get my WBC title, and that's what I plan on doing. Yeah, I think definitely anytime you have a little bit of a layoff, there's a little bit of ring rust, and you don't, of course, feel it until fight night itself. But I'm glad I was able to get in there December 22nd and do what I did against Carlos Negron. I'm happy to be getting back in the ring as soon as I am now for the WBC title shot. There wasn't a long layoff between me getting out of the ring December 22nd, taking a couple days off for Christmas and New Year's, and getting right back into the gym in January. So I think, like I said earlier, I've had a great camp. I've had a lot less layoff than usual in the past, and all cylinders are firing. Yeah, it's definitely tough. I won the WC title eliminator against Carlos Molina, and then to be told that it's going to be sometime 6 months, 7 months, which turned into, I think, about almost a year. That was very tough because I'm one of those guys that stays in the gym, whether I'm sparring, every other day or sparring once a week. I'm always in the gym and I'm always working. Sometimes that can take a toll on you. But fortunately, in my favor, it worked out great. I got another fight against Carlson Braun and defended the WC mandatory, and here I am, year and a half later, getting ready to fight for the world title. So in a sense, it kept me motivated. It kept me working. Yeah, definitely. It gave me some better things to focus in on and to hone in on. At the same time, I think just to put my peace of mind, I believe I was there in person. I thought Fury won that fight. I know he got knocked down a couple of times, but as far as the boxing, world looks at it and the way you score a boxing match, Tyson Fury outboxed Wilder that night and won that fight. But Fury did some good things. He did some great head movements. He did some great defensive tactics as well as counterpunching. On the other hand, Wilder did the same thing over and over, like he's done in his last 4 or 5 fights for his last 4 or 5 years. Is throw the 1-2 and hopefully hope and pray that right hand lands eventually. So there was some things that I learned from the fight as well as some things that I continuously seen over and over and time again. Yeah. We're going back to the Michael King days and All-American heavyweights. When the idea first came across on a phone call, the gentleman that called me, Joe Onowar, which is the recruiter at the time, I completely told him he was crazy. There was no way in hell that I was going to pick up boxing at 23 years old after I'd done football, basketball, track, baseball, hockey, wrestling, all that as a kid, never stepped foot into a boxing gym. Then you want me just to pick up a sport at 23 years old when I was at the end of at the time, I thought I was at the end of my athletic career. It was honestly, at the time, I thought it was just a dumb idea. But 3 months into it, after I had my first amateur fight, and 18 months later when I became a 2012 U.S. Olympian, and now 10 years later, now I'm fighting for WC world title. I think Michael King was the smartest man on the planet. For me to be the one that came out, as you say, the man on top of 3,100 athletes that came through the door. I feel like the idea of turning Division I athlete into a professional boxer was crazy then, 10 years ago, but now I think it's a great, phenomenal idea. I think the idea of the contact, that big man, I'm aggressive, I'm powerful, machismo type of thing. In the football world, you would think that the defensive end, the linebackers, the running backs, the left tackles, the guys that have the most contact on the football gridiron would be the biggest, baddest guys in the boxing room, but it's not true. I mean, here you are, you're talking to a quarterback who usually takes all the damage and per se, they always want to put a yellow jersey or a pink jersey on during practice and don't touch the quarterback type of a deal. Table to turn, and I'm actually the aggressor, and I'm the big knockout puncher now. The guys in the football world believe because they can hit somebody with their shoulder or they can make a big tackle that they can throw some gloves on it and throw the legs in the ring, and it's a different story, man. Like Tyson said it best. Everybody has a game plan until they get punched in the mouth. No, not at all. Actually, that was the actual scenario. I was actually pursuing the NFL. Things didn't pan out the way I wanted it to. And it turned out that Michael King was still there when the NFL door had closed. So that's why I began to venture into the boxing world. To tell you the truth, I actually started boxing with All-American heavyweights to stay in shape for football, NFL football camps. But soon enough, those doors closed, and boxing was the only thing I had. And I'm grateful for it now. God's put boxing in my life, and it's been a blessing in disguise. Yeah, people, sometimes go into depression and things like that. I'm a pretty positive, optimistic type of guy. My way of bouncing back from that title fight against Joshua was to study the film day in and day out. I watched it round after round, minute after minute. I watched it in silence. I watched it with people. I watched it without people. And I guess I can say that the quarterback background in me kind of talk and studying. And I wanted to see everything that I did wrong, and I didn't want to see anything I did right, because I understood that there was things that were done right, but I think there was a lot more things done wrong, and I wanted to capitalize on my learning mistakes. And that's what I did. At the time, me and my trainer, Manny Robles, went back to the drawing boards and kind of restructured my boxing skills, and we grew. And lucky enough that we were fortunate enough to have 3 big KO wins, one against Easy, one against Molina, one against Negron, and here we are back again fighting for a world title. And I'm grateful for it because I learned a lot more from that one loss than I learned from all my wins in my whole boxing career and amateur career. So that one lifetime experience in the summer of 2016 against Joshua was a lot bigger for my boxing career than anything could have been. It's been the biggest motivational tool in this last 10 weeks of camp. It's the one thing that gets me up early in the morning to run. It's the thing that gets me through the 10th and 11th and 12th rounds of sparring. It's the idea of, hey, I want to get a cheat meal, but no, hey, stay focused, let's eat this. It's definitely been a huge motivator for camp. I think I'm putting a closure to it here pretty soon. The week of the fight, it's more or less going to be the mental idea of I'm going into a heavyweight title fight to perform my best, to fill my best. I'm not going to take any of that emotion or crazy antics into the fight, because if you do that, then you've already lost the battle.